Hey, this is Paulo from the MB Academy, and in today's video we have another preset pass member request. This time they ask for the main bass on the track Desire by Skeptical. So this is the original track. And this is my remake. We're gonna be focusing on this bass right here. But before we start with the video, make sure you get subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell to not miss any of our future videos. And if you want to get access to this preset in the project files, you can become a member of Preset Pass. The link is in the description below. Don't forget that if you want to get more in-depth lessons and tutorials, we have many courses with pro artists, and we also have a lot of production resources like presets and sample packs on our website. You just gotta visit dmbacademy.com. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so real quick, I just want to point out that this sound was actually available since a long time ago in our preset pack Alex. Is this preset right here called Angry Waves. As you can see, this sound contains all the harmonics, but that is all thanks to a really awesome feature of this pack, which will be 2 macros for tonal control and 2 macros for the rhythm of the sound. So for example, here we have the auto knob, which gives the sound its own sequence, but we can also flip the switch on it and we will have this manual control right here. And this is how I remade the sequence. So if we pitch bend this, so if I now play with this knob, and if I play now this with the sub, we get the movement. Now in this pack we also have these 2 macros that change the sound. For example, this tone macro. That gives you a completely different sound, and then we also have this harmonics macro. And this is a feature that is present on many other sounds. For example, on this one, it has this automatic movement, but we can turn it off and then use the manual controls. And we also have this timbre knob. Very powerful knob. And we also have this one-shot knob. Let's see what it does. Looks like it changes the envelope to have a one-shot bass. Let's take a look at other presets. So here we have a clap that has a snare knob. So we are layering a snare transit into this clap. It also has a kick knob, which turns this clap into a kick for some reason. And then we also have this what knob that turns this clap into a bass. Let's see what happens if we put the kick and what happens if we remove the snare. Then we have this noise distortion, because this is on the clap. Let's see. Yes. That's a very cool sound right there. And then on this one, you have this bass. And then we have a liquid knob. Very cool. Then we have the manual controls. And then we have a timbre knob. What happens if we mix this one with the liquid? And then the manual control. As you can see, this pack not only contains a lot of cool sounds, but it contains a lot of amazing features. And the sound from today's video with these features is inside this pack. If you want to get it, the link is in the description below. So now let's jump into the deconstruction of the sound. Alright, so first we're going to take a look at this sound right here, which is the sub, and then we'll take a look at the preset of Vital. And by the way, this other one, this is also a preset inside of Alex. Is this preset called Horny that had an automatic movement like this. But I flipped the switch and automated it with the manual knob, like that. And then play with the tone and the filter. Really cool stuff. So let's jump into the first patch, will be the sub. Okay, so here I have an initialized Vital. We're playing a low G, and we need to automate this movement right here. So it should sound like this. Just a very slow pitch automation going from up to down. Cool, so now let's set up our oscillators. First, we're going to add a sine wave on oscillator 1. And then we're gonna add a saw wave on oscillator 2 with the basic shapes wavetable and scrolling through the frames like this. Then we're gonna bring the level of this saw wave all the way down, and we're gonna run FM on oscillator 1. Then we're going to boost this FM. That should be cool enough. Then we can play around with the pitch of oscillator 2. Like that. And then we're gonna add an actual sub using another sine wave here on oscillator 3. And then we're gonna filter oscillator 1 and 2 here. Like that. We're gonna bring this cutoff higher. And then we can experiment with this FM amount. Those low harmonics are very cool. Then we could go into the effects tab, and then we are gonna add a chorus. We're gonna add distortion. And this is actually a very cool sound. We can map macro 4 here and filter it that way. That will be a very nice variation. Okay, so now we're going to add a filter here. We're going to use a 24 decibel per octave curve and then filter everything. And maybe map another full here in the cutoff. And then create a slow movement. Just so we have that very nice movement in the sound. So this is going to be it inside of Vital. Now for some post processing, we're going to add an erosion, just to add a bit of noise. Then we're going to add an OTT. And then we're going to add an EQ, and we're going to boost the sub. Now, some of you are going to comment, don't use OTT because it's gonna mess with the phase of the sub. Yes, of course, it's gonna mess with the phase of the sub, but the movement of these harmonics is based on that phase cancellation coming from the chorus. As you can see, this sub right here, along with the other harmonics, has a dynamic movement, sort of like a Reese bass. But this effect is achieved through the rhythmic phase cancellation coming from the chorus and the OTT. So just going back into the topic of adding OTT on basses, it's not a rule to always use it, but it's also not a rule to never use it. You just gotta learn the fundamentals of sound design to know when to apply it. So this is the sub. If we now play this with the other sound, sounds very nice. Okay, so now let's jump into this other sound. Okay, so here I have another initialized Vital. We have the same saw wave. We're going to copy the same pitch movement like this. And then we're going to change this into the basic shapes wavetable. we're going to map a macro on the level of this oscillator. So once it's automated, it's going to move like this. Just to replicate the movement of the track. Now we're going to add harmonics manually to this sine wave. So let's add the third one and the fifth one. That's very nice. And then we're going to cut this sub with an EQ. Like this. There you go. Now we can add some gain. And if we play this with the other bass, that is our final result. So that's gonna be it for this sounds and also for this video. If you liked it, make sure you get subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell to not miss any for future videos. And if you want to get access to a preset and the project files, you have two ways of doing this. Either you can become a member of Preset Pass, or you can get our preset pack Alex, the link is in the description below. Don't forget that if you want to get more in-depth lessons and tutorials, we have many courses with pro artists, and we also have a lot of production resources like presets and sample packs on our website. You just gotta visit dnbacademy.com. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Hope you learned something. If you did, let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, have a nice day. Bye bye.